So about a year ago on this channel, I did a video talking about the ACF, the ambidextrous charging handle from Forward Controls. It's one of our oldest videos we have on this channel. I would encourage you to go watch that video if you haven't seen it already, because a lot of the design language and philosophy that is in the ACF, we are gonna see on the new product I'm gonna show you guys. Now, this product has been a long time coming. It's not a major change, but it is a new offering in the ACF line. This is the ACF L. And if you haven't already figured it out by now, the charging handle itself is wider. Now, why would you want to do that? I know one of the things we talked about in the video is we didn't want to induce any type of snag hazard when we designed the ACF. We didn't want it to be unnecessarily oversized, snagging on kit or anything like that. So why would we go to a bigger option? Well, the answer is pretty simple. It's because LPVOs exist. And not only do LPVOs exist, there's some other examples I'll show you guys here soon, but people are starting to mount their LPVOs really low. I normally have a red dot on here on a top mount. I don't know why I don't right now. I think I was just changing it up for some things, but people are doing a lot of top mounted dots now, and because of that, they're getting really low mounts, and they're also using things like scope covers, like I have here, scope caps and the scope cap pros from 100 Concepts. And what it does is it puts a lot of mass down really low around the charging handle, and so it can make charging the firearm or running your bolt a little bit more difficult, as opposed to a setup like this, the ACF, where there isn't really anything on the back here that would impede it. You know, we're getting away from iron sights, and even if you had like a flip up iron sight, it would be folded down, it would be out of the way. And so, you know, for the most part, there hasn't been a need for a wider charging handle. Just to show you guys them side by side, different profiles, the ACF L is going to be a little bit wider. The ACF L is still going to maintain all of the design language of the ACF. It still has a rearward sweeping angle to prevent it from snagging on kit. And if you can just see when I stand up, if I go to try and, even if I try to deliberately rest it on something, you know, like my clothing, I'm wearing a sweater right now, it's very difficult for me to snag it on a piece of clothing if I was wearing a plate carrier or had a chest rig or something like that. Because it does have a rearward sweeping angle, it's going to be very difficult for your bolt to get pulled out of battery. So it's not shaped like a hook because we don't want it to act like a hook. Just like with the traditional ACF, you can run the bolt ambidextrous as well. So this is one example of why you might want to run a wider charging handle. Let's talk about a few of the other examples here. This is also now a really common setup that you are seeing, in which thanks to the innovation of companies like Unity Tactical, we have flip to center magnifiers that store a magnifier for your red dot down in line below your red dot until you're ready to use it, and then you would flip it up. So it's really cool. It's keeps it from being a mass that's hanging off to one side. The downside is that does put a mass lower to the top of your upper receiver. And so you might want to get a slightly wider charging handle to be able to accommodate that and be able to run your bolt with your magnifier flip down. And here is a third example of why you might want to have a wider charging handle. Now, this is my 24-inch ARPK upper. There's a new trend right now of ARPKs or you know, RPK LSW style weapons built around the AR platform with a lot of the different ways that you can achieve a higher rate of fire, whether it's a Geisley trigger with a guy that knows how to run it, a forced reset trigger, a binary trigger, your transferable lower, the secret ingredient. There are guys that are wanting to do high rate of fire LSWs out there right now, and if you do that, you're going to want to run gloves. You're gonna get this gun very hot, and so you might want some type of oversized controls. So I have a lot of oversized controls on this because I know gloves are gonna be a factor, and being able to run the bolt with gloves on is a priority. Now, it's not something that you can't do with our traditional ACF, but it definitely makes it easier when we're using big, thick, leathery gloves. You could almost think of this as a winterized solution if that's something you're interested in as well. So I hope that answered any questions you guys might have had about the ACF L. If you have any additional questions, go ahead and leave a comment or shoot us an email. We're really good at getting back to you. You'll probably talk to Roger or another one of the guys over at the shop. But thank you guys so much. Have a good day.